rising ready for the fight. From the court to the field, they shine so bold. With every move, the stories unfold. We're cheering on the youth from the start to the win. Giving them the mic, let their voices begin. Interviews and highlights, we got it all. GN Sports Show, where the young stand tall. GN Sports, where the youth lead the way. Champions of tomorrow, making waves today. From ages 5 and up, we help them grow. It's their time to shine on the GN Sports Show. GN Sports Show. GN Sports Show.
Our vision is to become the premier platform for showcasing and empowering young student athletes, providing them with the tools and exposure to excel both in sports and life, while shaping the next generation of confident, media-savvy leaders. The GN Sports Show is dedicated to highlighting the talent and stories of young student athletes across all sports disciplines. We aim to equip them with vital media exposure and public speaking skills, helping them grow into confident individuals both on and off the field. Through engaging interviews, mentorship, and real-world media experiences, we strive to foster personal and professional development that supports their athletic journeys. Good evening, viewers, and welcome to the 5th episode of the GN Sports Show. My name is Jonathan Thorogood, Administrative Assistant at GN Sports Global. Along with me is Mr. Jason Cordis, President of the GNFC Parents Association, the CGPGA, and we are your hosts of tonight's show.
Thank you very much. Welcome back, guys.
As you can see with us, we have GNFC under 15 players, Joshua Henriquez, Devontae Norris, with the GNFC under 15 coach, George Sauer Dublin, who is also the Director of Football for GNFC Rebels, Assistant Coach for Green Bay Hoppers, and also the Assistant Manager and Equipment Personnel for the Montserrat National Team. Welcome, everyone.
So it's super sour.
So let's start off with our two under 15 players. Joshua, what school do you currently attend?
I currently attend St. Anthony Secondary School.
And what form are you in?
I am currently in 4th form.
4th form. And
No, what about you, Devontae?
I attend St. Anthony Secondary School.
And form is?
I'm also in 4th
You're
form.
also in 4th form?
So you're both in the same class?
What is it?
No.
Different classes.
Different class? So what we talking about football all the time and sports all the time. What about academics? What's your favorite subject, Josh?
Well, me personally, I don't have a favorite subject, but if I were to choose, I would choose PE. Because that's when you do all the playing.
So you're sticking with the football?
At least we finally got one other than maths.
At least other than maths. You're the first kid that didn't want to do maths. What about you, Devontae? Favorite subject?
My favorite subjects are either PE or Principle of Business.
POB, okay, I like that one.
So you could be a businessman in the football.
Of course.
Any favorite teacher? You all have any favorite teachers?
No.
You have no favorite
no.
teacher?
Yes, I have two favorite teachers. I have one, Miss Ben and Mrs. Bontif. So if you are watching this, you're welcome.
I think Joshua looking for some high
Extra
grades,
credits.
some extra credits. So Devontae, no favorite teacher.
I don't put any teacher over each other because they're all the same to me. They help me to reach my goals.
I feel you're willing to go into politics as well. That's a very political answer.
It really is, you know. So, Joshua, who got you into playing the sport?
Well, before I wanted to become a football player, I wanted to become a contractor like my father. But when my mom's friend went to Gen X, and then I saw him, I got interested at the age of 5, and then that's where it all kicked off. 2015, that I started like the sport and took it seriously from there. So, yeah.
Okay.
And what about you, Norris?
I think it all started with my grandmother. She signed me up with Generation Next when I was about 5 years old, playing for under 7s, and ever since then I just fell in love with the sport.
So since you all love football, we asked this to all the Gen X players, we asked this to all footballers, because we want to know, everybody wants to know. Who's your favorite player? Whether it's a local player, it's an international player, who's your favorite player?
My favorite player is the best in the world, Lionel Messi.
What about you, Devontae?
I don't really have a favorite player, but I would say Messi is a pretty good player.
He's a pretty good, not as good as Ronaldo, but he's a pretty good player.
Well, no, I would say Messi's better than Ronaldo.
I mean, let's move to the next question.
Joshua, obviously, we know that you're in football. You're in the under 15 age group now. You've been away with Generation Next internationally. You've gone to Brookhouse College, I think it's twice already. Can you give us just a little, an example, or just give us your experience of being able to go up there and play?
Well, first of all, it's a different environment. So you have to adjust to the weather, the way the customs, the way they play different places. So when I first went, I had a problem with the weather because it was cold, and of course Antigua is hot.
Yes.
And the playing style is it's on a different level. It's like European playing style, and it's better. The quality is very good. They pass around the ball more. They get into the spaces. They're more aggressive. They play like they want to win.
Yeah.
So you have to be on you have to be on your feet all the time and play the best. So overall for me it was a great experience, but other than that, yeah, that's all I have.
Yeah.
How was the feeling? You get off the plane, you're in England, you go to Brookhouse, you're going to St. Anthony's School, but you see Brookhouse now and this mountainous building and all these different fields. How was that feeling to you? Was it overwhelming? Was it like, wow, I'm here?
When I first went, it was overwhelming because they had the main campus, and then you had to walk to the classes. Then you had to take the bus, which is like a double-decker bus, which I've never seen before. So it's interesting to me also to go to the field. It's very big, so you had to like get accustomed to it. The second time I went, I knew what I was getting myself into because of my prior experience before. So it wasn't really that exciting because I've experienced it already.
And the intensity from training in Antigua and being in clubs in Antigua to the intensity of how the English clubs and stuff play. What was the difference?
Oh, the difference is that Antiguans are like locally they play more aggressive because like they need to. Over there it's more organized football that they play, which is like technical football. Over here though, they play more aggressive and like the willingness to want to win. Like I think here they have the more willingness to want to win than over there, but over there just have a technical way of playing football.
Yeah, I agree. So Norris, what specific goals do you have for your football development this season, and how do you plan to achieve these goals?
When I wake up in the morning, I hope to go to football and put my hardest into the sport.
Yes.
Because in the long term run, I want to look back and see that there's difference. Like I've made a change in how I play, playing better. So in a couple of years, I want to see myself maybe going away to play, trying to get to the highest level I can.
Are you guys interested in like representing Antigua and playing for the national team?
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. I want to represent my country, and maybe if I do get in, God spare life, I'd like to represent Antigua and maybe get us the Gold Cup, which has never been done before, even by the legendary Saul himself. It's never happened, even when he was playing back then. So that'd be a miracle if that happened, and I would like to do that to make history in Antigua.
Very good,
Very
man.
nice,
Very good.
So thank you guys. We'd like to aim our questions now to, as you said, the great George Sauer Dublin. So Coach Sauer, what is your philosophy regarding player development, and how does it guide your decisions at both Generation Next at the under 15 level?
Well, I have one basic philosophy, and my basic philosophy is to make sure that every player that I coach is technically good, just like Joshua said.
Right.
We here, as he said, we have a fight to win.
Yeah.
So, but at the youth level, you could fight. When you get to the senior level, it comes down to how smart you are and how technically good you are.
Right.
So, for me, coaching youths is what I prefer to do, because when you coach youths, you're getting them ready for the future.
Right.
You know, if you don't have your best coaches coaching youth, you have no chance.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. You just get a set of robust people running and pushing down people and getting a set of head count. That one thing. So for me, it's all about the technical, being able to control with all the legal parts of your body. You know, and then being able to execute. After I get you to that particular point where you know, because doing technical exercises, you have to be comfortable. You should not be doing a technical exercise and look like you're fighting to do it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So if anybody have ever seen me do technical exercises, it looks like I wouldn't say smoking a spliff, but I'm going in. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's about the technical part of the game. And after the technical part now, it's about the mental part. You understanding that these are the things I have to do consistently. Being able to focus on doing the right thing. Because when you get comfortable at something, you start to add things to it.
Right.
And adding things to something that you're comfortable with sometimes make it a bit more technical. You understand? So for me, it's just about the technical aspect of the game, being able to stay focused for long periods of time. And with that, once we get them to that point, then now it's just finding ways to gradually improve them in those aspects.
Can you explain the structure of the training program for the under 15, and how does that really tailor into the goals of GNFC?
Well, basically from speaking to Zico, who introduced me to Generation Next in an earlier time, and then speaking to Ricky, Generation Next's main goal from what I have seen is getting children after university on footballing scholarships.
Right.
That's look like the main point for me. And in order for that to happen, you first and foremost has to be technically good. You have to be grounded educationally.
Yeah.
Right. So my philosophy is Generation Next goes in 3 terms. First term is school year, second term is school year, like how a regular school year runs in the country.
Right.
So the first term for me is the technical aspects: passing, controlling, running, letting them play freely.
Right.
You know, but looking to see if all the things that I've taught is being executed. So today I might come and do passing, and then I let them play. So while they play, I'm not looking to how they control the ball. I look into how they pass the ball, because that's
Right.
what I did.
Yeah.
So I want to see if they execute it. Okay, this pass I should lose my legs. This pass is an inside my foot. This one is an outside my foot.
Yeah.
So when I use those things now and I see, okay, right, I teach this, I know it's being executed. Then the next day I might come and I work on dribbling. And then a kid get in a situation where he has to dribble. Which one of those 5 drills that I gave him is he going to execute?
Is it good? Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's how I tailor my sessions. My sessions, so that's the first term. After I move from the first term, the second term now I'm moving to more game situation. Being able to teach them based on the position that they would like to play. Most times I choose the position for my player.
Right.
They're not equipped enough to choose the position.
Because they always have a position in mind, right?
Yeah.
I'm not giving them that choice. Because if
Yeah.
I give a footballer a choice to choose this position, everybody's going to be a
You're
striker.
going to be a striker.
I won't have a goalkeeper, I won't have a defender, I'll have all
Oh,
midfielders and forwards.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm saying is based on your physical attributes, how big you are, how strong you are, how quick you are, how smart you are, then I will put you where I think suits you best. So far for me it's worked out. I might fail in a few, but so far for me, putting you here, there,
Right.
it works out for me because I've been around the game long enough to know what somebody's capable of.
Right.
Like for example, Naris, he's quick, he's aggressive, that's it. I teach him the technical, I put him to play defense, because that's where I want the defender to be doing it.
Right.
Right.
To be quick, to be aggressive.
Yes.
He does that very well. You know what I'm saying? Joshua talks a lot, so I put him on the mic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So basically, so that's my, you know, and then
Yeah.
but during like the first term, like after 2-3 weeks, we should play games, like against somebody else, because I'm saying if I play you every day and I'm smart, I'm
Yeah.
gonna learn.
You're going to learn.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then I put them in situations now to play somebody else. So if that player is smart now, it's up to him now, mentally now, to try to figure out that player.
Right.
And then try to use the things, because that player might not know he either.
Yep.
So then how can he now deceive that player? So, and that's just the basic process what I try to use throughout the 3 terms until we get to the Generation Next League to give them the opportunity to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So, you know, we were just speaking a little bit about your coaching philosophies in terms of Generation Next. We now like to touch on the Montserrat national team, because as you said, you're the assistant manager for Montserrat national team. So what is your personal coaching philosophy, and how does it align with the overall vision of the head coach and the Montserrat national team?
Well, to be honest, when I say assistant manager, I mean assistant manager as of an administrative point of view.
Okay.
Right? It's not an assistant manager or as a coaching point of view.
Right.
Montserrat. And I'm saying as the assistant manager from an administrative point of view, so like to make sure that the shuttle is on time when we get to the airport, we get to the hotel, those kind of things. I handle the money most times. You know, that kind of thing. Right? Well, but before I get to this particular role in Montserrat, I was the youth development officer.
Wow.
For about 5 years.
Okay.
5-6 years. So I was in charge of all youth programs from 5 years old to 12 years old, and then 13 years old to 18 years old. So I was in charge of all the youth development.
Wow,
so
it's
I
a
used
big
to
job,
run the
man.
grassroots program, and then I used to run the elite program, what comes after the grassroots program.
Right.
My programs were a bit different than the programs here. So basically, you have 6 days from Monday to Friday, like 6 days. So I used to give each age group 2 days per week. Because so you do grassroots on a Monday and a Saturday, and then the elite boys 13s to 18s because all of them kind of at the same level technically, and most of them usually be at the same size too. So I put them on Tuesdays and Fridays, and then I do girls on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and that's how I had my 3 programs set up. As I'm saying, and then what I'll do, because the capacity of motion is not big, I will mix the girls and the boys together to get games. But then the elite boys, I'll let them play against adults.
Right.
They have some adults who would do a little sweat and so every Friday.
Right, get them that little exercise, yeah.
So they get to play games and they get to play against bigger, quicker players. They might not be all that good, but they're bigger, they're stronger, they're quicker, and they think they can play. So then it's a good opportunity for them to do that. And so the coach at that time when I was in charge was this English guy, Willie Donicky, who plays like direct football. So he's the director. I want him to get to the top. I play direct football too.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying, because I don't want to teach a kid to play tiki-taki football, and then when the technical director is here watching us play, what he wants to play, these guys playing something different.
Playing something
There's
different.
No way, you're not sure they're gonna be able to cope when they go to him. So I just play what he plays, and then it makes it easy, which is easy for anybody, any philosophy, because if you want to get kids to the top, you don't want them to get to the top and then they can't play what is.
And they can't play. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So like here in Antigua, we really don't have a specific philosophy. All of us play our own, whatever we choose to play. At Generation Next, I like a 4-3-3 or like a 3-5-3. That kind of, I like the more attacking side of the
Right.
game. But I like the attacking side of the game in a split second. I don't want 1,000 passes to get to the next goal.
Right.
But I don't want to just boom it to the next goal.
Yeah.
So I'm saying is now, so my main thing is in here. Is it on to get from point A to point B in 2 passes? Do I have to use 4 passes? Can I use 1? So I don't want my footballers to think, we have to pass the ball because coach said we have to pass it. No. Opportunity on, take it. Opportunity not on,
reading.
Look for something else. And so that's helping the child mentally. You understand me? To be able to go out and play given whatever situation it is. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the better you go and everybody walk it over the top, the next team is going to see that, They're not blind.
Yeah.
So then now when they start to drop off now we start to pass. Now they have to come back up. Then we start to go behind. So teaching the players these kind of things is what helps the players to develop as footballers and as people, because in life you're going to go to work today and Ricky might come and smile and laugh, and then tomorrow Ricky might tell you have to adapt to Ricky's mood, innit?
Yeah.
So all that is a football plays a part in your day to day, and that's how I carry about the way in which I want to develop players that I have to go.
Been doing such a great job, and I know you'll continue to do a great job. That's the key, But thank you guys for coming here, and
Thank you guys.
We must see you all again. So we will see you again, definitely. You know what I mean? Because you have a lot of knowledge to impart, and maybe one day we might get you to come with some monstrations. He like talkers.
It's 3 days a week we work, and I work 4.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's been a pleasure, nevertheless. All right. So
Thanks
thank
again,
you guys.
Welcome back, viewers, to the GN Sports Show. As you see, we have a full desk here with us today. We have the ABFA National Under-17 footballers, Jamarian Edwards, Silence Maniaka, with the ABFA Technical Director, Sobi Gomes. Welcome.
Certainly, thank you very much.
The big Sobi Gomes, Technical Director, not Coach, Technical Director. Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Certainly, it's a pleasure. Pleasure.
So let me ask first of all, what does it feel like playing for Antigua National Under-17? And what was the feeling when you got selected? Because I know there's a bunch of people coming and trying out. Every youth want to be a part of the national team. And here you are with a bunch of guys. Some people you probably know already are not going to make it, you're not going to make it. When you were selected, how did that feel? How did that feel, Jamaria?
Well, I was kind of nervous, but when I get into it, I have to have a mentality to win. I have to stay focused and stay humble, motivate myself to get selected, to go away.
But when you get selected, you flip out.
Nah,
You flip out. Well, I tell you, I was going to get in.
Let's stay humble.
Maniaka, let me hear you.
It's a good feeling, to be honest, but also like we have to have a positive mindset, and we still have to put in the hard work, because it's not very hard to get replaced.
Yeah. Well, that's when the work start. Selection day is when hard work really, really start.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you all better don't say nothing less, because Mr. Gomes right here.
Technical director is right next to us. So, Jamarian, just a quick, what has been the biggest influence in your football career so far? And how has, say, if it was a person, how has that person helped you develop as a player?
Well, when I was little, when I started playing, growing up, I went to Villa Academy at Sobi. And from there, he pushed me until I reached bigger. Then I went to Yaya. Yaya helped me very well and helped me to continue push myself from there.
And get to the next level. And what about you, Silence?
Well, I raised up around Sobi Gomes, and he pushed me a lot to where I'm at this point, and I appreciate everything he has done. And
yeah.
So let me ask you guys now. Y'all are big superstars now because you're nationals. Once you're nationals, you're a superstar. Believe it or not.
no.
How, explain to me, go through a week, right, of balancing school, training, and all these different activities. Like, what is put into it?
It's kind of frustrating, to be honest, because like we came home from training, we tired, then we still have to go in our books, and then sometimes we don't get all of our work finished, and then we have to deal with the teachers next days, and it's just,
You have to find the balance,
Yeah.
be able to balance both.
Jamarian, what is your experience with that?
It's kind of hard and frustrated too, because after training, we came home tired, and if you don't do it in the night, you go to the next day and try to do it before class, and when we do that, we come to go to class late, and teacher again discuss us.
But you know, a big thing that you have to learn as an aspiring professional and superstar is not just balancing, is discipline. Right? And if you know you're going to embark on 2 or 3 different things in your life, you have to give 100% in all 3. And just like, you know, when you go on the field and you're in front of Mr. Gomes, you're giving 100%. Think about if you give 100% in everything, 100% in school, 100%, you get accustomed giving 100%, and everything is going to balance off. You know what I mean? Easily.
So, Silence.
Yes,
You,
sir.
obviously, you said you grew up around Villa. You still play for Villa now, and also you play for the national team, correct?
no, I play for Cham FC, which my mommy club, so, and she's kind of my manager, so I have to support her team.
Yeah. So Chime is in the Premier League, correct?
Good
the Premier
going,
League
Mom.
team?
We're in first division.
First division, okay. So, what are some of the most valuable lessons you've learned from the coaches or your teammates, both at your club, Triumph FC, and also in the national team setup?
So, like, number one, from my club, I learned that we have to communicate as a team. We have to show each other. We have to build each other. Number two, like, don't compete, because the compete is good to compete with a peer, but it's also bad to compete with each other. And never bring down your teammate, because we are all one team.
Very good,
One
man.
family. I agree. And what about you, Jamarian?
National team so far teaching me to stay disciplined. At my club, teach me everybody to love each other, stay at one, motivate each other. Also, you have to remember your teammates, so everybody have to lift up each other. And teach us to help each other still. Help us, everybody bring up each other. That's it.
Yeah.
So are there any players locally or internationally that you guys try to model yourself after? And you know, what about them inspire you? Like, what about their performance that captured you and inspire you to want to be like them?
When you say international, like
Or locally, no, local, either the national senior men or a foreign team, a UK team, a Premier League team, who, you know what I mean? Mbappe, Ronaldo, anybody that inspires you and is like a role model to you. And that person, what do they do that makes you be inspired by them?
To be honest, for local, international, I like to watch Quinton Griffith because, like, how he pass, how he move the ball, how he think, and I see that potential in me, so I'm gonna continue watching more and more as he play Antigua. I already told him give me 2 more years, and I'm gonna play with him.
You're gonna play with him
soon, and he agreed. But in the international, I like Lionel Messi from I'm young, he inspired me a lot in football. And maybe because the both of us left-footed, but I would say he's the greatest player in the world.
Yeah. We go back to the boy. What about you, Warren?
Locally, Quinton, he helped me. His passing, his technique, how he hold the ball, and how he be a leader for his club and internationally. Nationally, I would say Ronaldo because his mentality to keep going and be a better person and always to win.
Right.
So when you're all in training and you're all playing against each other in little drills, is a Ronaldo Messi business going on?
Yeah, we know.
Off the field too.
Off the field too?
Off the field, oh my. So, for both of you, looking forward, let's say in the next 5 years, what are some of your goals as a player, and where do you see yourself, and what would you like to accomplish?
I would like to be a professional football playing in the Prem, playing at high stages.
So you like to get to the Premier League?
Yes.
Internationally and locally?
Internationally.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, that's the goal. Like, even if we don't make it professional, at least our name will stay. We will try to help our Antigua, make Antigua national team. We try to move Antigua to a better level.
Well, as mentioned before, whether you agree or not, it is a fact. Being a national player and playing for your country, it's a superstar situation.
No,
And there's a lot of kids who coming up want to be a national player, want to represent the country. What advice would you give a young child coming up, a young kid coming up, who wants to be on the national team? And what advice you will give them in terms of the hard work that has to be put in and the focus and so forth?
Well, obviously they have to put in the hard work because they're going to be competing against, as you say, everybody wants to make the national team, and we can't work with everybody. It's just a group of among yourself and others. There's a particular kind of number. So you have to be on top of your group, and you just have to have the mindset to go. Even though you fail, you come back and try again until it's your time to go.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for the youth?
Number one, I always tell them to stay humble, stay focused, work hard. Play the football you know you can play. Don't worry about other people. Even though you know you have competition, but don't put that in your head. Just stay focused.
That's some good advice, man. So listen to them. If you want to be in this seat, listen to what these young men have to say. Now let's listen to what the general have to say.
The technical director, Sobi Gomes.
Yes.
Welcome again, Sobi. So can you start by describing your role as a technical director for the ABFA, and what are your main responsibilities, and what does a typical day for you look like?
Well, my role as a technical director for Antigua and Barbuda is one that is filled with quite a number of responsibilities. Over the last 10 years, the role of a technical director has shifted. So if you saw the technical director for Antigua 10 years ago, he was like the head coach of the team. That has totally shifted with the whole educational process of FIFA and the mandate. They have shifted the role as technical director to more of an administrative role.
Yeah.
So the administrative level of the technical director is basically to run their coaching education arm of the association, to ensure that the coaches are up to speed to the level that they're supposed to be at, because their job is driving players.
Yeah.
And in order to develop players and empower players and to inspire players, they have to be inspired. They have to be empowered. So how are they being empowered? Through education.
Right.
So the role of the technical director is on an education level. It's about ensuring that all the coaches are up to the level. If they're not up to the level, to ensure that takes place. You would find now there are much more competition happening for youths right across FIFA. Right now, FIFA is implementing under 17 World Cup for boys.
Wow.
You see the CONCACAF driving the under 20 program, under 15 program, CFU pushing an under 14 program for girls, under 14 program for boys. So competition for youths right across the world has taken to a different level, all with an aim to develop these young athletes so as to push for, as they get up to the senior national level, they can be playing at that particular level, giving them their opportunity there. So you see the administrative part of it, the whole arm of it, comes under great responsibility. Getting teams traveling, getting the coaches for each particular department, whether it's for under 14, under 15, under 17, under 20. So 10 years ago, that level of work was never there. FIFA knew what they were doing. CONCACAF knew the level they were also going to drive the program. So as a result, they recognized the role of the technical director is to ensure from grassroots comes up to the 20, under 20, is handled by the technical director. Then you have the level of the senior men's national team coach, which now drives goal-oriented. So their job is about a winning formation. So they're about not development, but to drive a winning model.
Execution.
Right, because that's the flagship for any association. So you'll find the arm is being cut right there, and whoever you has as the head coach for any national team, they're driving that particular method forward. So the technical director job is to develop players right up to that level, also to develop the coaching arm to drive these players up to that particular level. So it encompasses a lot. It's more work than was 10 years back. So the education arm for us, we have been empowered, we have been educated. Now you find 5 years ago, FIFA has just implemented what you call the degree program for technical directors.
Okay.
So we go on a training program, and after us, we can earn our masters in the technical director's role.
So just
And
now
that
we
was-
look forward for Dr. Sobi Gomes.
Well, I mean, and it's good that the head of the coaching arm of FIFA is very strong on that, and he was the one who pushed for that.
Right.
Arsene Wenger, who is a very strong man as relates to the educational arm for all technical directors, coaches across the world. So you find that is being strengthened. Each particular coach educator's arm of their program is also being strengthened. As we speak, the last 5 days, our head of coach education, which is Daryl Michael, he was in Aruba on what you call a knowledge exchange program for all technical directors. Coach educators
Right.
across the Caribbean was in Aruba. So that has been propelled across the Caribbean. That has been propelled across the world. So it means we are being empowered to empower our coaches so the coaches can empower
Right.
the players.
And you know, listening to what you're saying a lot about development, what programs has the ABFA, implemented to help develop youth football? You know what I mean? And how do you guys ensure and nurture the young kids coming up into football?
So what we would have done, we've spent quite a bit of time in educating our coaches, moving our coaches not just from a D license status, but earning the rights of putting on and having C license programs to B license programs. As you say, 10 years back, for us to even send a coach on a D license or a C license, we would have to bring in educators into our country to educate our coaches.
Wow.
Now we have a fully functioning coach education department in Antigua with certified coach instructors that are certified to train these coaches. So we are now certified to give licenses up from a D license, C license, and up to a B license. And that's a level as it relates to where we would have gone. Before time, we would have to bring in instructors to do these particular educational part of the program. We are happy that we have been certified in
Right.
that area, and it means that we had at least 5 certified coaches went off and got their certification in order to do that particular program.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
So how does the ABFA ensure that both boys and girls have access to similar opportunities and facilities? And are there any challenges in promoting gender equality in football? And how would you address them?
Okay, so what the ABF has done is that we recognize that quite a number of the youth programs, especially Generation X and other youth programs, would have put on a lot of youth academy, youth tournaments.
Yes.
And you have from the age group from as young as U7 going all the way up to U15, U17. We try to encourage that. That's where you have the development and the competitiveness taking place. Now, within those same tournaments, they're for the male and they're for the female. It's something which the ABFA encourages, at the ABFA level, what we would have done now is start spotting the talent from a very young age in order to feed our U13, U14
Right.
female team, our U14 boys team is selecting these young talent from across these youth tournaments from the academies, because it's the academies who develop these young players. These young players from the academies go into tournaments. At the tournaments, these young players are shining. We're able to pull the young talent out. We have gone a step further, which we have just created what you call the ABFA ecosystem, where we form the mangrove of these programs. So now we are identifying young talent, even younger than age 12, but we are going as far as 9, picking the young talent out and keeping them into a particular program. So in this particular mangrove, we are keeping the young talent and have them mushroom up, so they're being trained
Yeah, yeah.
in this particular program by top certified coaches, so that we know exactly where we are going to be feeding our next under 13 or under 14 teams from. So we're not just leaving it up to the various academies. We will go into the academies. Yes, the academies have their programs running maybe 2 or 3 days a week. That is fine. But we have to take it a step forward further. And that's our ecosystem of the ABFA, where we are spotting these young talent. And that goes for both girls and boys. The same program that's running for the boys must be running for the
Right.
girls. And you have asked a question, what are we doing it to make it gender equal? The same how we are impacting and educating our male coaches, we are doing the same way with our female coaches. As a result, we saw in front of our eyes our national under 15 girls team, who were in Trinidad just a few months ago, represented the country well. And that was a whole female cast, from female managers, female equipment managers, female trainer,
Female
head
physio.
coach, female physio, female head coach. That's the impact we're looking for. And we are showing that example at the under 15 level. We want to resemble that in the under 17 level, under 20 level, up to the senior female national team. Giving an opportunity that women, given that chance, can do the same job.
Because I was going to ask you if there were any specific, initiatives or grassroots gains towards the girls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in your opinion, right, what are some of the biggest challenges, facing the youth female football development? Because I know it's not a regular and common thing, but it's becoming more and more popular now.
That's right.
So what are the challenges that are facing it now, and what plans does the ABFA have, to overcome them? Because as you said, I have a daughter who plays with nationals.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And she loves it, and I know a lot of other young girls who want to be a part of that.
Well, some of the major challenges we had in the past was that we had quite a number of male coaches coaching the females. To break that barrier, you had to give the female a chance to get an education to prove that they can coach at that particular level.
Right.
Giving the female a chance, you're giving them an opportunity to coach, and you exposing them to these particular environments, and the female are able to handle their own just as well as the male. When you are able to break that particular barrier, the female is able to speak into the mind of a young child
Right.
much better than any male that can do, because the female, what she experiences, a male does not experience. So as something that a female might be going through on a monthly basis, on a daily basis, a female coach will be better able to adapt and cope to that situation.
And well, they also see themselves, right? They
That's
see,
correct.
look at this woman, she's in the head of a game, and this is me,
Yes,
you know.
right. That's
So
right.
it's
And,
really good
and
thing.
that's the whole aim. And when we're able to break those barriers, giving the female a chance, because you must give them a chance, most time is out of fear.
Yeah.
Because the association might be, I don't believe the female has enough experience to take this team to this particular level. But what will give her the chance to gain the experience? You have to give her a chance.
But just saying that, the females this year actually, you know, broke records
They did.
in Trinidad.
Yes,
and
yes.
and played better than the boys that went and represented Antigua.
And
The girls did that.
They did that.
So
And-
they showed you that they're worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is important is just giving them that particular chance.
Yeah.
Opportunity, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And you can only give them that chance if you give them a chance to do it. Allow them to be in the environment the challenges in the environment is good for them. That's how they will gain the experience. To block them from doing that and putting someone to lead will rob them from that experience.
Yeah.
Well, Sobi, it's a pleasure to have you guys here. But before you leave, tell the people, give them inspiration, any young kid coming up, what they need to do if they have any fears of competing or trying to be a national player. Just give them some advice of what they could do, man.
Well, certainly. And as you listen to these both gentlemen here, and they're both in fifth form, there are challenges in the game. The game comes with a lot of challenges. And the game is very emotional. So with the emotional and the adrenaline running hot, these players face a lot on the field. Off the field, they're in school. And the stress of a classroom brings on a different challenge all of a sudden. So if you notice when you heard them speaking, and they speak of how frustrated, you see the frustration coming out in the classroom. We are faced at a situation right now that our national under-17 team go off and play the under-17 World Cup qualifiers in February of 2025.
Yeah.
All of those players, if 95% of those players
CXC.
will be set in CXC.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm saying, there's a preparedness period that took place over the last 4 or 5 years that brought them to this particular point. And that preparedness period was having them compete in competitions. Gen X, Generation X would have put on their tournaments. The Villa Soccer Academy would have put on various tournaments at the time when they were still going to school.
Yep.
So they understand what it is to balance both schoolwork and competing to win a competition.
Right.
Those experience is what they will take right now with them, so that now they're better able to balance what they will be facing. Because there are challenges right now. So you have over 50 players on the 17 players competing for only about 20 spots.
Wow.
So you see the challenge that it comes with. At the same time, they have to be in school.
Yes.
There's school league going on.
Yeah.
So you see all the dynamics that is taking place. So all the young stars that are out there, up and coming, from first form coming right up, start the balance practice now. Because as you look around, you'll be in fourth form, you'll be in fifth form, and you'll be called upon. And when that challenge call, it is only the experience that you would have gained through the tournaments you have played. How did I do? How do I do my homework when I came home from a practice? How did I perform after I lose a game? Did I go into my room and lock myself up? Or did I take up my book and continue studying? Those are what I'm saying to each child out there. You're going to be faced with those situations. Use the opportunity now. All difficult situation is actually designed to build you for a particular moment. And the difficulty that they went through is building them for this particular stage and moment. And I'm saying to them, any young child is watching this program, you're going to face it. 3 years ago, they never knew they would be in this position. Now they're here.
Well, again, thank you so much for being here. And we look forward to many great things. And we hope you guys are successful with the under-17 selection to go to the World Cup qualifier. Sobi, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. The wealth of knowledge that came through, you know what I mean? I guess we'll see you guys on the boards, right? We'll see you on the boards. It's a tightrope, so keep your balance. As what Sobi say, it's a tightrope. Keep your balance. Let's take a break and we'll see you back at the GN Sports Show. And welcome back to the GN Sports Show. And now we have a guest representative from the Kenneth A. Gomez Insurance Company, which is a silver sponsor for the GNFC and a title sponsor for the Gomez Netherlands Youth Football League. Good day, Marissa. How are you going?
Good day, Cordis. I'm fine, thank you.
Good day, Marissa. How are you
Good
doing?
day. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good.
So let's just get straight into it. Can you tell us about the various types of insurance services offered by Kenneth A. Gomez Insurance Agency and how they cater to the different needs of your clients?
Okay, so we are an agency, so we represent the Netherlands Insurance Company out of Grenada, as well as Guardian General Insurance Limited, and we just recently expanded our services to be the representative for Guardian Life OECS Limited. So with that, we offer private and commercial motor insurance, and we also offer property, homeowners, as well as commercial. And we have to say that with the product offerings being offered by Guardian Life, OECS Limited. We can hold your hand from the beginning of your mortgage process all the way to the completion of your home, because we can offer you life insurance. Then you can get contractors all risk with Guardian General or Netherlands, and then you can also get your home insurance and any other insurance that will help you through. And most important, then also we offer marine insurance, right? And we also have other professional indemnity insurance and public liability lines. So we have workman's comp and so on.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
So how does the Gomez Insurance mission align with youth football and sports, especially with the Gomez Netherlands Football League?
Well, I mean, being a small agency, we're very, kind of family oriented, and we really want to help out in the community. And what we've seen is that with the advent of technology and so on, that children and the young adults, they are on their devices. They don't get a lot of time outside and everything like that. And then, of course, they're predisposed to these sedentary lifestyles, and that can cause adverse health effects. So we see that GNFC, right, they share our appetite for helping the young persons to get out there and get involved in sporting activities. Right? And then we also, and that aligns with our mission for personal and developmental growth activities. I see that Mr. Santos says that your club offers free SAT lessons and everything like that. So we think that our mission aligns with Kenneth, with GNFC in molding the future leaders of Antigua and Barbuda.
Very good. Well, that's it.
So being a silver sponsor of the Generation Next Football Club since its inception in 2012, which is obviously quite a commitment, what inspired Kenneth A. Gomez Insurance Agency to get involved with the club initially, and what has kept you involved over the years?
Okay. Seeing the good work that Mr. Santos and his team has done in, really shaping the personal, physical, and emotional development of the young athletes, we were inspired to partner with GNFC, right? And we have to say that it was Mr. Santos's determination and resilience to grow the club despite the challenges that he may have faced, because every club faces its challenges, but Mr. Santos and his team, they continue to forge ahead, right, to create memorable experiences for the youth. And it's really commendable, right, that he's been able to build a support network, not only here in Antigua, but internationally, and I'm sure regionally.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. So, in your view, right? In your view, how does the sponsorship to these organizations benefit the community, and does it relate to the values and the principles of the Gomez Insurance?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we're really trying to do our best to mold a better society, right? And we think that our relationship with the club is doing exactly through our sponsorship that. I mean, we're hoping that we can have a hand in shaping responsible members of our society, because as you know, I mean, they have studies that show that there are many benefits to exercise and being part of a team. It helps to create better-minded individuals, because it has been proven that athletics, translates into sharper minds. And also, they say exercise releases endorphins, which is supposed to be the happy hormone. Right? So we believe that with that you have persons who have a more positive approach to everyday life situations. I mean, and one thing, my daughter's an athlete also. Okay. And, athletes are faced with rejection, losses, and, and setbacks sometimes with injuries or whatever like that. And being involved in a sport, I think, is a great training for adult life.
Yes.
And when an athlete loses a match, it teaches them that a loss is not a failure. Okay?
Definitely.
And it's a lesson to use for future encounters. I mean, it's a lesson in what not to do, and it's also a lesson in what to do in order for you to achieve those successes.
Correct.
Right? So I think that is how your goals align with ours.
it. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So, aside from the financial support, does Kenneth A. Gomez Insurance Agency contribute in any other ways to the club or league, such as mentorship, event organization, or community outreach initiatives?
So currently our involvement is only financial. But as I mentioned earlier in conversations with Mr. Santos, he did indicate that you all have the free SAT lessons, and he said that you all also embarked on offering them public speaking workshops and everything like that. So we're hoping that that will be able to give us opportunities to broaden our involvement with the club.
Right. So how would you advise other businesses who are willing to, sponsor or approach these opportunities? How would you advise them? What advice you would give, like how they would approach it, and making sure that it aligns really with what their company's goals or mission statements and stuff are?
Well, we at Kenneth A. Gomez, we've been avid supporters of sporting events over the years. We have sponsored run, Whit Monday run and everything like that. But one thing and also since 2012 we've been with GNFC.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So, and one thing we think is that greater engagement between the corporate sponsors, the coaches and parents of these athletes will help to improve not only our brand visibility, but also, the offerings that we provide to these things. And we're hoping that, we can improve the sponsorship level and encourage other businesses to partner, because we can align with partners for us to develop fundraising activities so that the club can expand their income, not only from sponsorship but also from raising funds. So we want to encourage Businesses to get involved in that way.
And show their philanthropic side.
Yes. Yeah. And we want to, and the thing is that we want to help GNFC solidify their income so that they can also get to a different stage.
Be able to grow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Well
we
said.
would like to see GNFC have a home of their own, a facility that they can say, okay, that's theirs.
Guys, we want a home of our own. Here Marissa said that. Please help us get a home of our own.
Our own facility.
But I mean, you can't do it through sponsorship alone.
Right.
It's going to require all the team players.
The village.
The whole
Community in whole, yes, of course. So what do you hope to see for the future of Generation Next Football Club and the Youth Football League? And how does Kenneth A. Gomez Insurance Agency plan to support these goals?
Well, I already kind of mentioned some of it in the last question Mr. Cordis asked, right? Is that we really want to maximize our sponsorship and helping the club achieve greater things. We want to help you all get a facility that would have access to modern equipment, right? Mm-hmm. And then you can look at some programs, train the trainer programs to maximize
that's right.
your coaching standards, and then also we hope that you all will be able to strengthen your relationships with international clubs, and so.
All things that we definitely want and to embark on. You know what I mean? So from your lips, to the universe's ears. You know, these are the things that we need, and these are the things where we want to grow.
Yes.
And I want to thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being not here on the show, but here for GNFC and stuff like that. Because, you know, without you guys, we would not be as far as we are and as far as we're going to be.
Yes.
So stick with us. It could only get better.
I hope so, and I mean I love what y'all are doing in terms of not only teaching them the athletic side of things, but also helping them to achieve academic success through getting them into tertiary organizations. Because I know from in the past, I'm not sure if that's the same situation that plagues you all now today, that you will have some very talented athletes who are unable to take up scholarships because they have not achieved or attained the grade that is necessary for them to continue academically.
Yeah.
So I really would like us to continue to work so that we can really get these athletes moving to another level.
Yeah, so that we really started to focus on that a lot together with the Calvin Air Foundation. That has allowed us to have the Advanced Academy that deals with providing these kids, unfortunate kids, a lot of them, to be able to get a chance to go abroad and having that free SAT classes and tutorship, so that they could, you know, create that academical level so that they could take that opportunity and go. Just recently, together with Brydens, we have embarked, as you said, on the public speaking, which is an effort to help them to gain confidence in themselves, you know, to be able to speak up and feel confident and be proud of what they're doing, what they want to do, you know, which really shapes, as you say, shape the individual, not just athletically, but shape them totally, so that when they step out, you know, sky's the limit.
Ready for the next level.
And Mr. Santos may yet convince me to be part of his mentorship program.
Well, I'm sure we must have you in some capacity or not. Don't worry about that, Marissa. But thank you so much again. It's been such a pleasure.
It was lovely being here with you all.
And we're going to bring you back on when we decide the mentorship that you have to embark upon. So give you a list. All right, so we're going to be back soon. Let's take a word from the sponsors.
We would like to thank the sponsors of Generation Next: Fruta, Antigua Masonry Products, Kenneth A. Gomez Insurance Agency, Island Photo, and Francis Trading Agency. And welcome back, viewers. As we promised before we went on our break, we have our physio, Duran Mead, which this week we'll be talking on the topic of concussions. Welcome, Duran.
Thank you.
What's going on, man?
Good.
So, firstly, give us a brief explanation on what is a concussion.
A concussion is a traumatic brain injury caused by sudden impact to the head.
Right. So this is something that can happen is it necessarily just in sport, or is it something that can happen in everyday life?
It can happen in everyday life. Because somebody can be clumsy and just walk into the wall, boot up, and get a concussion. Just like that.
Right.
Or let's say your pillow is hard. You jump on your bed, hit your pillow, and get a concussion.
That's scary.
It's a sudden impact.
Yeah.
You know? So anything you do, you have to make sure your head is always in a rightful position.
Yeah.
So what are some of the symptoms and signs that, you know what I mean, that we should look for if a player has a concussion?
Well, firstly, you have to check to make sure they don't have any headaches. Or then we check to make sure they're not dizzy. And then we have to make sure they know what today is. Check and see, do you know the score of the game? Those stuff.
Make sure they're present.
Yeah, because concussion can cause memory loss as well too.
Wow.
So if you can't remember what is the score, and then let's say the team just scored, and then get a concussion and you don't remember the score, that signifies, okay, we have to take him off.
Right.
Yeah, so
that he literally has a concussion.
He has a concussion.
Right.
What are some safety measures, or what can people do to prevent concussions from happening?
Firstly, I think that we need to start to educate the people. That's the most important, because I think around here we take concussions lightly. It's like if a ball hit someone in the head, we shouldn't let them continue right away. We should test them first to make sure all those stuff I said before is not happening. And as a player as well too, you have to know yourself. Not because you want to continue, you have a headache, but then you say, it's nothing. I keep playing, because day and then you might be good, But let's say you go home and lie down, you
Yeah.
get worse. Couple days later, then you're wondering why you keep getting these headaches. Why? But then it's from that you not coming off the field at that moment in time can cause sometime long term. It's very important that we as coaches or even team managers that we take these persons off the field immediately. I have to stretch on that because I see things around here that a guy, let's say he fell, hit his head, or they went up to try to head a ball and then head the person instead, and then they still continue. But then he might fell sick a couple days later and wonder why he feels sick. But because you continue playing and didn't tend to yourself first, that's why you might feel sick.
And that's a scary thing, right? Duran just mentioned. You can get that hit today, and 2 days from now is when the concussion starts to really evolve.
Or even a week, or even a month, and then you're still wondering why you're getting it. But then it's from that little concussion that nobody pays attention to. And then, as I say, it could be a week, a month later, and then that's when the impact really hits in down the body.
And those things are scary, man.
You see now right in the EPL right now that they have concussion sub. So that's not a part of the 5 subs. If a guy say he can't continue because of a head injury, you can take him off and you still have a 5 sub.
Wow.
So because they see now that these things are serious stuffs. You check, and over there they have persons as if you go straight down to the changing room, doctors right there to tend to you. But we don't have this around our neck of the woods. So we have to be more mindful that if it happens, let's take it off and you go and rest.
So thanks a lot, man, Duran, for this, the topic on concussions. Guys, their fitness, GNFC, GN Sports Show. So until next week, remember, like, subscribe, and anything you want to know. You want to know about health, you want to know about sports, you want to know about life, GN Sports Show. So until episode number 6, we'll see you.
GN Sports Show. Interviews, insights, dreams taking flight. We show them how to handle the spotlight, preparing them for the journey ahead, building confidence, the words left unsaid. From the grassroots to the national scene, young athletes chasing every dream. In every game there's a story to tell. GN Sports Show, we know them well. GN Sports, where the youth lead the way. Champions of tomorrow making waves today. From ages 5 and up we help them grow. It's their time to shine on the GN Sports Show. GN Sports Show. Interviews where the youth lead the way. Champions of tomorrow making waves today. From ages 5 and up we help them grow. It's their time to shine on the GN Sports Show. GN Sports, where the youth lead the way. Champions of tomorrow making waves today. From ages 5 and up we help them grow.